how to strengthen your neck. So there's 3 big key points I want to share with you today about how to strengthen your neck. And so many times we get fixated on just our neck, but the reality of it is I want you to reframe that. I want you to think of your neck as really there to support our head, right? We shouldn't have to really strengthen our neck on its own because it's really strengthening itself while we're doing certain things. Number 1 is going to be posture, right? That's a really big reason why people have neck pain in the first place is because we have poor posture. And some of it's due to being on the computer a lot. So I'm going to show you guys a couple things. So when we, a common posture we see nowadays is like this head forward and then tilted. So you get this like pinch in your cervical spine here, in your neck, right? So how do we get rid of that? Like that's a big first piece on getting rid of neck pain. So we need to think about our posture. It comes from our deep core, pelvic floor. We want to think about lightly zipping and lengthening up. I also want you to visualize from the front of your body, so think pubic bone. I want you to visualize this line, this fascial line from the pubic bone all the way up the front of the belly, this big sheath here, underneath our sternum, the front of the rib cage here, all the way up our neck into the top of our head. So there's these muscles that go underneath our neck. They're in front of our cervical spine. They're not these outer ones which tend to get really tight, right, with this forward head and pull us down and in. So we need to start thinking about there's this line pulling up, lengthening tall, and I want you to put your hand at the top of the middle of your head, and I want you to feel like you're looking straight out in front, and you're gonna lift up lightly from the base of the pelvic floor, pubic bone, and just feel like you're lengthening upward. And you wanna visualize underneath, like in the middle of your neck, those muscles starting to work and lengthening. And you should start to feel like, oh, I start to have a little bit more space in my spine versus being like this and pinching, okay? So it's lift up. Okay, so the second piece of this is going to be our mid-back. And this is why I do a lot of mid-back strengthening. This is why those swan preps and back extensions are so powerful. So that's a big key piece in helping strengthen our neck as well, because we're working on lengthening. Honestly, more than strengthening our neck, it's creating length, which while you're creating length, you are also strengthening the muscles, but also the fascia around our neck, okay? So we think mid-back with the swan preps and things we do. Again, you want to feel that length through the top of the head. So when we do extension work, make sure you're not hyperextending your neck, right? And also make sure we're not forward with our neck. So it's fine with this nice long length. And if you notice with the previous posture when I just showed you, when you lift up like that, you should start to instantly feel a little bit more light activation of your mid-back. So those are really your 3 key things, right? It's posture, which involves your core, your deep core connection, as well as your mid-back. So just start to pay attention to that. You can work on your posture all the time, right? Even while you're working, while you're sitting, while you're standing, while you're wrangling little kids, right? Things like that. Start to pay attention to the position of your neck.